It's two desperate teams tonight, obviously, given our records coming in this game, where we are in the standings in this league, and Oklahoma State was the more desperate, obviously, the way they played. So I thought they were the more aggressive team, and that really shows up in the rebounding column, and they out-rebounded us in a big way. 36-23. That's minus 13. We knew the only chance we had to win this game is two ways. One was to take care of the basketball against their pressure, which we knew was coming, and then the second thing was keep them off the glass, offensive glass, because they averaged 13 offensive rebounds a game, and they got their average. They got their 13, and they scored 22 points off of those. So nobody to blame but ourselves, but give Oklahoma State credit. They were the tougher team, the more aggressive team, the better team tonight. We knew what we had to do to win this game. We didn't get it done.
Ted, you guys going in on lineup with the foul situation, did that contribute to the rebounding woes, or did you see something else?
We got a deep team. Pat, we got 11 guys in the bench that play, and so foul trouble shouldn't affect us. Now, it's really hard when you put a team at the line 42 times. And again, I don't know about the fouls. I got to watch the film, and certainly they were blowing the whistle tonight. There's no doubt about that. But 42 free throws for them and 25 for us. That's not a good advantage. But no, I don't think the foul trouble had anything to do with it.
What does it say about your team you went? What does it tell you about your team? You can go 5 for 22 on threes, have the 16 turnovers, still shoot almost 47%.
Yeah.
What does that tell you about your squad?
It tells me that when we get good shots, we're pretty darn good. And I knew that coming in, looking at the numbers before this game, and it was true again tonight. And the problem is we turn it over before we can get a good shot. And we're dead last in the league in that category. And Oklahoma State knew it. That's why they pressed us. That's why they doubled our ball screens. And we've got to be able to handle that better, because when they have two guys on the ball, we have four guys, and they have three guys. Now, the guy that's getting trapped has got to find a guy, and then we got to get the ball moved, and we'll get shots. But right now we're not shooting the ball well from three as a group. I think we've got good shooters, but they're just not making shots from three. So we better get that ball inside. We better get in the paint. We better, because we're pretty efficient when we do that. So this team competes. We don't. It's something different every night. The last two games we won the rebounding battle. Tonight we lost it in a big way, and it cost us the game. So it's different. Some nights it's the turnovers that kills. Some nights it's the offensive rebounds that kills. And when you're not shooting the ball well from three, it's your margin for error in this thing, because 3-point shots are great equalizers in this deal. And they only made 6. We made 5, so it's not like they killed us from 3. But the guys that made them are shooters, and that's what's really frustrating to me. And we fouled another 3-point shooter tonight. She should never do, but whatever.
You came out talking about these teams are in a desperate spot.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the Big 12 this year, and just how do you sort of what's the message to the guys when you're in this spot to start out in conference play?
The league's good. We know that. That's obvious from, I think, our preseason resumes. And the thing I tell our team is we've got to understand what it is going to take to win the next game. And today was the next game. And we knew coming into this game we had to take care of the basketball and have 11 turnovers or less. And we knew coming into this game we had to limit their second chance points and offensive rebounds. They're averaging 13. Our goal is to limit them to 6 or fewer offensive rebounds. If we do both those things, we have a chance to win this game. But when you don't do the things that you have to do to win a game, you're not going to win a game. So now, what's it going to be against BYU? That's all. That's what we get. So I'm not worried about where we are, where we've been. I'm worried about how are we going to win the next one, and how can we learn from the mistakes we're making, and we continue to make them. And so I got to try to keep trying to help this group. That's all I can do is wake up tomorrow, work as hard as I can on the plane on the way back, when I go home tonight, watch the film, have a message for them tomorrow. Try to get better. Monday, try to get better, and see what we can do on Tuesday night against BYU.
Kind of along those lines, you've said that the attitude and morale of the group has generally been
it's
pretty
been
good throughout.
It's been
Does
good.
that get more challenging for you to make sure that doesn't change?
Not as long as I keep my focus. It's important for me as the head coach that I cannot get down, and I cannot lose my belief in these young men because, again, I said it before, I'll say it again. I signed their scholarship agreements. I recruited them. I signed off on, that kid. Let's get him. Let's bring him in for a visit. We recruited him and we got him, and so that's on me. And all I can do is do the best job I can to help this team figure out how to win the next game, and that's not going to change from now until the end of the season. So it's not about it's getting harder. It's getting harder. It's about the mental mindset that we have to have, and quite frankly, guys, in the big picture of things, you learn more from losing than you do from winning. Now, I hate losing, and I don't want to accept it, and I'm really disappointed that we're at this point. But we're at this point because of me and the decisions I've made, and I've got to do a better job coaching this group, and I'm going to try to continue to do that. And I don't always have the answers. But I'm gonna keep trying to find them.
Coach, you have the 10 pin on.
I do.
Just what does it mean, for athletics overall, just to be able to offer support for communities even this many years after?
Well, number one, I think it's just awesome that Oklahoma State continues to honor those plane crash victims and their families. And I remember when that happened. I was an assistant coach at Wichita State. So when I took the floor tonight, your PA announcer, reached out and gave me one. I said, well, put it on my jacket. That's why I wear a sport coat. So, I know this community and those families, you never get over things like that. So, whatever we can do to support and make them understand that, I know there's a lot of people still probably hurting from that, parents, grandparents, families that lost those victims. So whatever I can do to support, it's a small gesture on my part.
Okay,
Thank you. Yep.